Here is my somewhat positive scheduled C-section experience. I was originally being induced for high blood pressure. We were convinced it was going to turn into preeclampsia like I did with my first son. However, baby kept flipping, and he flipped from transverse to fully breech. So about 2 weeks before my induction date, we had to start preparing for a C-section. We went into my OB's office on Tuesday just to get an ultrasound to see if he was still breech, and he was. I was also having some high blood pressure readings this week, so we headed over to the hospital to proceed with the C-section. Our appointment was at 9 and our C-section was at 4, so we killed some time in Dallas with some shopping. It was very bizarre. We got to the hospital about 2 hours before surgery was scheduled, and we started getting everything ready. We did yet another ultrasound, and he was still breech, so we got all ready for surgery, and at 4:30 we went back to have baby boy. I was 37 weeks, 3 days, and he weighed 7 pounds, 3 ounces. The surgery part of it all was a great experience, but baby did swallow a good amount of amniotic fluid. He was at the warmer for a bit, and then we got to do skin to skin, and he was seemingly fine. However, he went to the nursery for a little bit, and they noticed that he was desatting. His oxygen kept dropping, so he was put on CPAP, and they found that he had a pneumothorax. He had these tiny little holes in his lungs that was causing air to accumulate around his lungs, and it was making it hard for him to breathe. He eventually had a chest tube inserted as well as a feeding tube. Whenever he was admitted around 3:30 a.m., they wheeled me over to the NICU so I could see him, and I did indeed cry my eyes out. It was very, very scary. And I got a little bit of sleep. I woke up the next morning, did some skincare, and made myself smell decent. Got some colostrum collected for him, and then we went back over to the NICU. I was up and moving at this point. I had already peed, and then I put on this belly band, which saved me after our C-section. I tried to get as much rest as I could. I was rotating pain meds. We also brought this fire stick. It was so nice to have in the hospital. Now we are off to keep visiting the NICU and pumping liquid gold for baby.